right?
Yeah, we're in a little bit of a blizzard right now, so
Oh, well, perfect day to be on a Zoom webinar. Perfect.
exactly.
All right. Well, we'll get started. It is 11:01. I know everybody's busy throughout the day. So we are super excited today to be sharing this Spartan webinar with Melissa Chinn. Melissa has been an investor of ours for 10 years. She's one of our favorite people ever. So we're super excited to have her on today. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining us. Melissa, can you introduce yourself? Just tell the audience a little bit about you.
Sure. So my name is Melissa Chinn. I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota now. I was born and raised in Central California, but I've been here for most of my adult life, so I should probably just start claiming that. My father passed away when I was 10 years old, and he left my sisters and I some farmland out in California. So that's kind of how I got started in real estate and investing. My sister and I decided to sell our land, our farmland in California. And from that, I started researching on bigger pockets, and I learned what turnkey meant, which basically just seemed like it would simplify everything for me, having to learn about real estate investing, about buying a house, about having tenants, about maintenance and management and all the things. When I started researching it, I learned what turnkey meant. And so I think at the time there was maybe 3 turnkey companies in the United States that were well known anyway. And one of them was Spartan. So that's how I got started. I did an exchange from farmland into single family rental properties.
Awesome. So kind of just led you through your journey, and you kind of landed on Spartan, came and visited us, built your portfolio, and the rest is history.
Yes, just keep growing.
Yeah, of course. And, 10 years has been a long time. So we want to make sure that we touch on every step of the journey today. So, like you said, you did a 1031 exchange to purchase your properties, but talk about the power of financing and how you were able to purchase your original portfolio. And I know it's changed and grown over the years. And so walk us through that and how financing played into all of that and how you were able to expand upon that.
Definitely. So right off the bat, I was young and I was scared. Quite frankly, I had this monthly income that was coming in since I was 10 years old, and suddenly that was going to change. So right off the bat, I was convinced that I was just going to take all the money that I had from the land sale and I was going to purchase all the properties in cash, so I didn't have any loans and any payments to worry about, basically. And then I connected with Maureen McCann, which is the vice president of sales, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one of our founders.
Yeah. So Maureen was instrumental in making my portfolio go from having a $800,000 portfolio to over $1 million portfolio. She sat on the phone with me literally for hours and educated me and taught me and let me ask all the dumb questions a million times until I felt comfortable. And so I ended up taking and doing, I think it was 3 properties I paid cash for, and then the other 7. So when I did the exchange, I was able to get into 10 different properties because I ended up leveraging over half of the properties. So I did, I think it was 6 properties that I did 35% down. That way I was able to have a bigger portfolio. And so that's how it started. So essentially I had $800,000 to spend, and then I ended up with about $1.1 million in properties when it was all said and done after the exchange was done.
That's phenomenal. And that's just one example of creative financing and how it can help you build your portfolio and get you more than what you initially anticipate. And to see that growth, it's just so cool. And you've recently purchased more, and over the years, just continuing to see that snowball and the effect that it's had on your overall portfolio, for sure. So for the next part, we're going to share a quick snapshot of your portfolio, the growth you've seen in equity and appreciation and cash flow over the years. So we're going to put that up on the screen. And if you wouldn't mind just talking us through how much you've seen in equity growth and appreciation and throughout the years. I mean, 10 years is a long time. So we're really excited about the growth that you've seen. And it is a long time, but it's also a short time because I cannot even believe it's already been that long. So talk about that and what you've seen.
Yeah, definitely. So the properties that I have in Alabama, I'm averaging about, I would say $70,000 in equity on each property. So when you're looking at the screen right now, you'll see there's properties in white and green. So those are the properties that I own here locally and I manage myself. So all the ones that are in orange are the ones that I have in Alabama. And then the blue one is my newest property. So I ended up selling 2 of my properties that I initially purchased with Spartan back in 2014. And I actually sold them to my sister. So we kind of kept it in the family. I wanted to get her into Spartan and starting to grow her portfolio because I'm the baby. So naturally I had my sister that is not the baby want to join me on this. So
yeah, I got to keep it in the family.
Keep
Love
it in
that.
the family. Exactly. So
yep,
we
always say Spartan, our investors are our family too. So now we're just making our family grow. We love that.
Yes. So she got a steal of a deal, of course, because I bought the property at a really good rate back in 2014 and did some market analysis and stuff from, well, obviously Spartan helped me with that part. And then also some wholesalers had approached me about purchasing the 2 properties. So I actually was able to make $50,000 on those properties. And when I sold them, I did another 1031 exchange into the property down in Georgia, just because since you guys are growing and expanding your market, I wanted to grow and expand my portfolio with you. So I ended up with a property in Georgia, and it's really close to the 1% mark where, I mean, it's really hard to get there these days, basically in any other market, but you guys are managing to keep it pretty close. So the property that I purchased, I bought at 192 and it's renting right now for almost $1,500. So when I saw those numbers, it was kind of a no-brainer for me to go ahead and do that. So when you're looking at my sheet, initially when I started working with Marine, my cash flow, that's I'm at 5,000 now. So originally when I started working with Marine, I wanted to be at $2,500 a month cash flow to live comfortably, to be able to buy the shoes I want, to drive the car I want to drive and still be comfortable. And now I'm a single mom and I had it set in my mind that I wanted to double it. So we did. And so when we were at the summit this last year, Maureen and I looked at my portfolio again and decided that in the next 8 to 9 years, I want to double it again so that I can officially retire. So that's the goal.
That is such a cool story. You know, everybody has different goals when it comes to real estate investing in general, and why they do it and what motivates them. And it's so cool to kind of see how yours has changed through the years, but how you've also been able to maintain the course and make it work for you. And now you're like, hey, what's next? You know, we love that. And we love that we've been able to be part of all of that. And we hope to continue as well. But also the diversification within markets and expanding into Georgia. And now we've got Tennessee and North Alabama. We've got all these great markets to expand into. So we love to hear that. And I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this at home, but what I was really excited about when I was analyzing Melissa's portfolio recently, like over $500,000 and equity growth is like an appreciation just from 10 years and those properties. That is so cool to see. And just, I'm in awe of it. And I'm like, oh, I'm looking up to you right now, Melissa. Goals. So love that.
Yes.
So obviously we're looking at the great stuff right now, but in real estate investing, anybody that's got a portfolio or who is looking to start a portfolio, you know, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. We're not gonna, you know, over the moon here. You know, there are challenges and things like that. So what have been the hurdles or challenges that you've faced, Melissa, and how has Spartan and Atlas Rental Property been able to assist you along your journey since you've been an investor with us when anything like that does come up?
Sure. So knock on wood, I have been very lucky in the last 10 years, especially having 7 properties with you guys. So when you look at the big picture, you would think that I would have, months where I was short, income. I wasn't getting anything paid out to me because, things happen. But honestly, so the last couple of months have been a little hard I think with things changing with COVID, like payments and things like that stopping and the workforce changing, things like that. So the last couple of months have been a little bit rocky, but that's completely expected considering everything. I literally, before the last 3 months, I could not pick one thing to do differently. You guys have been amazing. It's been fun growing with you. Being with you from the get-go, and you have taken all the necessary steps to do things right, to make changes that need to be changed. My account manager is amazing. I get a report every month of all the houses and what rent is owed, any maintenance that's done, things like that. If I were to do anything differently, honestly, I just would have started out with investing all of my money down in Alabama instead of self-managing my own, because the properties that I have here, the maintenance that I have to do are few and far between, but I literally don't have to do anything with Spartan and Atlas. So, and nobody's paying me to say that. I'm being genuine and honest right now. You guys have literally been amazing to work with, and there's really nothing that I would do differently or ask to change.
Well, thank you so much for that. And yeah, and like we said, there are things that come up, but the main thing is, really what we like to make sure that we kind of run by this philosophy is we try to treat all the properties as if they were our own. So when stuff does come up, which, it does, there are things that you have to face and get through when you own that many properties, but we look at it from that perspective. What would I do if this were my property? And, the communication is key, making sure our team is communicating with you. And like you said, Melissa, your account point person, our investor relations team, they do a great job of making sure that you're staying updated. If something does happen, what are we doing? What are the steps to make sure that we're getting you cash flowing really quickly? And, what are we going to do to prevent this in the future if it is an issue similar to that, but making sure that we all work together, because, if you're not successful, we're not successful. And we realize that, and we really, really try to take that to heart and really manage with that philosophy. So, now, I don't want to cut short or anything, but we want to make sure that we get any expert advice from you. Now, I know you said you would have taken more and invested more down here, so it's more passive, you hands off, because property management is not glamorous. We all know that. That's why people buy through us. So you don't have to do any parts of it. But leave us with some expert advice for anybody who is looking to start their portfolio, grow their portfolio. What little nuggets of advice can you share with us?
Definitely. Just my biggest thing, I think, is just to reach out and ask questions, regardless of who it might be and where they are in their investing journey. When I was on Bigger Pockets, I met some amazing people that I still consider friends these days, and they mentored me through a lot of things. But Spartan has a really great resource of people that will talk to you, no pressure. They genuinely just want to teach you and help you make the best decisions for what you have available. And starting a rental portfolio it's pretty simple. And with all the different resources that you guys have with financing and all the properties that are available, both new construction and existing, my advice is just to ask the questions and just start. You're never going to know what is out there and what is possible until you take the leap of faith and just start asking questions and start learning, because it's very simple, and you guys make it really easy to do.
Absolutely. Dive in head first. That's kind of our philosophy too. Let's do it. And like Melissa said, we we love that you think that it's just easy to talk to our team. We really try to make sure we're maintaining those relationships, and our team is really great. We've got a sales team that will talk to you. They talk to everybody from a very beginner all the way to experienced investors. They will hold your hand through the entire thing. We've got a team in place that will do that as well. And we've got all the vendors and connections in place. Like Melissa said, you don't know who your lender is going to be. You don't know the process. You don't know what's going to happen afterwards. That's what we're here for. We also do investor tours. If you want to come tour, I know Melissa, that's how we really got to know her in the very beginning. She came and met with our team and scoped out Birmingham. And that's kind of one of the spots it all started too. And that's why we get really excited when you come back to visit us, because we have so much fun. But yeah, we've got an amazing team that would walk you through the process and teach you everything you need to know. And there is no dumb question, right? It's only the question that goes unasked. So
yeah. And I mean, I love talking about this, and especially talking about, how my portfolio has grown and the hurdles and things like that. So if anyone that is on here wants to chat further, I'm definitely more than happy to have a conversation.
Love that. And we thank you so much. Absolutely. And another great place to do that, we need to talk about our summit, of course. Melissa joined us for our 2022 summit. We had so much fun. It was an awesome time, so much great content, but you're going to be back for a workshop you're going to host with Maureen McCann, one of our founders and VP of sales, in 2023 for our 2023 summit in early October. We're so excited about it. I know I'm most excited that it's being hosted in Huntsville, Alabama. I kind of geek out on Huntsville. There's so much going on there. It is such an amazing time, such good vibes. But Melissa's going to be joining us. We're so excited for that. What are you most excited about, Melissa, about the summit this year?
I'm excited about connecting with people again. I connected with so many different people last year, and just being in that space and being surrounded by people that have a growth mindset, that want to do bigger things, that want to grow their portfolios, that ask the hard questions, and just bouncing ideas off of each other. Just being in that environment is a game changer. I mean, on my day-to-day life here, I'm just, doing graphic design and being a mom and, doing those things. And it's amazing when you leave what you're comfortable in and you go somewhere where the sky's the limit. That's when the biggest growth happens and the biggest change happens. So I'm just excited to be around all of you guys and all of the other investors and potential investors as well.
100%. The like-mindedness and the getting to learn everybody's journey and what brings people to real estate investing. It's so fun. And there's so much knowledge and so much content. It's almost overwhelming, but you get to take away some really great nuggets, meet some really great people, and hopefully have lasting connections and relationships from events like those. And I'm a little biased, but I think we do a really good job of keeping it intimate and bringing really good content and making sure that it's lasting connection. So,
and really good food.
Yeah. Really good food, good food, good beer.
Yes.
But we do have a special promo code for anybody who's joined us today, anybody who's listening in, that if you enter Melissa 23, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 20% off. And that is a super special and really great discount code. It's better than our early bird discount code. So go on and register today. It's only going to be available for a limited time. So definitely go in and get your ticket early and use that promo code. And we will definitely look forward to seeing everybody and connecting to everybody in Huntsville this year in October. So Melissa, thank you so much. Is there I don't think we had any questions in the chat, but any last minute questions, y'all can try to chat those really quick and we'll wrap up, but I think that we're good. So Melissa, any last remarks from you? Thank you so much. You are so awesome.
I know this was good. I love being able to share it. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, thank y'all. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks everybody for tuning in today, and we'll see y'all soon.
That's good. Bye.
Bye-bye.